All right. Good afternoon, Andrew. How are you
Good
today?
afternoon. Good, and yourself?
Really good. So it's been a pleasure to chat with you. So I want to start off by saying you were with Universal Studios for a couple years.
Yes.
Okay. And then that position has ended just because they're doing some restructuring within the park range, and the position that you have was being eliminated, and they were going to be changing your position.
Yes.
So here you are looking for another position. You're located here in DeLand, so you can work just about anywhere here in Volusia County. You were commuting about 45 minutes into Orlando, but that can be a little bit tricky. So we'll try and keep you somewhere here locally in Volusia County. You've got some really great office skills. So computer skills, we already talked a little bit about that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor. Why don't you tell me what you did at Universal, kind of a day in the life.
Sure. I'll try and keep it short because it was kind of a lot in a day. At least on paper, it was a lot. Doing it in person, it wasn't really near as complicated. So essentially, I was one of maybe 10 in the morning that would be in charge of opening the parks. So the resorts, City Walk, everything that you go to that you see as like a normal everyday person that doesn't work there, we have to make sure it's ready to go. We have to organize all the technicians and make sure that they're set and ready to go. There's a redundancy program, so once they say it's good, once the people in charge of it throughout the day say it's good, then they call us and we officially make it like good to go for the public to go in. I was in charge of sending maintenance to anything that needed fixing on top of the app, the Universal app. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that one, but the times on there, I would adjust those like live. So I would have the software pulled up with maybe 4 or 6 different tabs, just to make sure that everything was in order. Just cycle through that every hour, make sure everything was up to date. I was also in charge of making sure what were they called? The wait time boards. They're called wait time boards. Were operational inside the park. So I would do a park walk for each park, at least the dry parks. Occasionally Volcano Bay, the water park, and make sure everything's working there as well. Come back and then update anything that needed to be updated.
Okay, great. And so were you always like boots on the ground walking around, or were you also at a desk working?
No, it was primarily at a desk. The walking around was for a secondary position within that position.
Okay.
That I got trained for because since I was there for a while, I had everything under my belt.
Okay.
So I would help out with the actual on the ground stuff.
Okay. And when you were working at the office or in the office, were you answering calls, answering emails?
Yes.
What did that look like?
It was emails on Outlook. I would answer calls, multiple calls. I think the max I had in a day was 140.
Oh my goodness, who was calling? Was that guests?
Everyone. So we are the nervous center of the park. Okay. So any venue for like food, the rides, the front gate, entrance, everything would have to call us if they had any kind of like issue, as long as it wasn't like security. And then us and security would talk to each other to coordinate, because we were literally coordinators. Like we made sure everything happened. That was my whole job, was making sure everything happened smooth and everyone was where they needed to be when they needed to be there.
Okay. Wow. So lots of logistics.
Yes.
Okay. And then how about computer skills? How are your computer skills?
They taught me how to use the Excel because I had no idea beforehand.
Okay.
They taught me a little bit of Adobe because we had to make the actual sheets that show up on the screens.
Yeah.
So I have Adobe, Outlook, I want to say most of Excel. Some Word, we would go into Word to edit certain pictures that would come in an email, and we would have to attach some images to work orders. So kind of familiar with that one.
Okay.
I can work my way around a computer. I built my own, by the way, but I haven't used it for this.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you've got definitely some high solid computer skills, and certainly fabulous customer service skills, extremely professional. I mean, in just the short period of time that we've talked to each other, you communicate very well. And I know that working in, in hospitality in one of the parks in Orlando, what they're looking for and what their target is. And I'm sure that they were pretty sad to lose you. But I certainly understand. That was also, we talked about that commute coming home, that sometimes it can be pretty brutal. I've got somebody in my family that makes it. So I know that is quite a commute.
Yeah, an hour and a half some days. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty rough. And something else that I just want to make mention of. So before you worked at Universal, and I feel like this, the job that you had as a barista, is something to make mention of because of the sheer high volume.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
like having to do a whole bunch of things all at once. So there's a couple jobs that as a recruiter, and I'm just going to say this on this part of the interview for whomever is listening, some jobs are super valuable skill set wise. And a barista is definitely one of them, because I have watched and seen when I'm waiting for my own coffee, everything that goes into that you're, got orders coming here, you've got guests and customers here, and you've got to remember all of these different things and doing it all with a smile. So I feel like that's like the ultimate multitasking job. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, by far. It becomes second nature after a while, so I think it's very useful.
Yeah.
Especially for it gives you an understanding of people as well on top of it, because there's so many different types of people that come in, and you can kind of tell their patience after a while. It gives you a really good skill set on gauging people and what they need.
Sure. And I mean, and also you're like managing your own station. So like ordering what you need, making sure that you have the supplies to make everything go quickly. So there's a whole lot to go into that. It's almost like, a fine dance, like going back and forth. And,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
and,
We get into a flow state.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Let's see. You had, I like that. You took debate, school, certified internet business associate. We looked at that about your computer skills. We talked about that. So yeah, you stellar candidate. I feel very confident that we will be able to place you in a position here in Volusia County. I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We've got a few more things to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.